Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. You said we stop it, but we thank God that, as you said, He gave you a second chance. The point of privilege I am raising, Mr. Speaker, yesterday I was brutally arrested with the Honorable Kamara, Kawari Municipality, together with 12 other FDC leaders. We were taking a protest note to the Kenyan High Commission because of our colleagues who were kidnapped and tortured, kidnapped from Kenya, only to be met by angry policemen. We were dumped in that vehicle that looks like it carries dogs, even dead ones. And the person driving that vehicle behaves like he's on drugs. We also thank God that we survived him. Mr. Speaker, I and Honorable Kamara and the 12 were charged with public nuisance, that 2 MPs of our caliber, public nuisance, going to deliver a protest note to Kenyan Embassy. Kenyan Embassy is not a kiosk of Uganda. We even go there to receive visas or permission and other things. So the point of privilege, Mr. Speaker, I am raising, we had colleagues kidnapped from Kenya, tortured, beaten. When I raised this matter last week here, the Attorney General said they cannot explain. Then we went to Kenya to seek for an explanation. They arrested us and beat us. Do they want us to go to heaven? This answer should be got from heaven. You can't give them. Then you go to ask Kenya, you say you cannot go. So, Mr. Speaker, I need an explanation from government. They should advise us. People kidnapped from Kenya and beaten. This government that of freedom fighters that were in Ruwero fighting for freedom, maybe I need to remind this parliament. If you read General Pecos Kutesa's book, he said the reason he went to Ruwero was because President Museveni was arrested and made to sit at a roadblock in Chireka. If you don't have copies, I can supply. Now the same Museveni is making MPs being brutally arrested, sitting them in the mud, charging them with the public nuisance. Maybe that Museveni disappeared, we have another person. So can we, Mr. Speaker, be told why we are being mistreated in our country to this level?
Thank you. Right Honorable Speaker. I think what Honorable Ssemujju is saying is quite interesting, that he was charged with public nuisance and is a whole member of parliament. My last reading of the law is that, yes, even an honorable member can be a nuisance. But I don't know whether he was being a nuisance, but we are going to go and find out what Honorable Ssemujju was doing and come back to advise.
Order, Mr. Speaker.
No, Honorable, you don't address the microphone.
That's it, Attorney General.
Yes, so I'm going to find the details, right, Honorable Speaker, and I'll be in touch with Honorable Ssemujju. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, please, some of these things, by the way, are handled, you know. We are colleagues here, because when a honorable colleague indeed is treated in that way, yes, it's very important.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry, this matter is not personal. The pictures of how Honorable Kamara was arrested. I know because you and I are express, this is not a matter for football. You need to tell the country why you are holding people like this. Because if you get in touch with this as if the matter is personal. But we arrested 2 MPs together with the country needs reassurance. So my appeal, Mr. Speaker, let him come here and explain to the country why they are treating people like this. Not to me. We can discuss express matters.
Honorable Attorney General.
And I really feel what Honorable Ssemujju is saying, and I will come back and explain. And I don't think it helps us when we talk about being expressed here and the charges in public nuisance. Because when they connect the two, they may think we are saying that because we are expressed, we can be jointly public nuisance. No, we cannot. Express is not like that. Right Honorable Speaker, is the member in order to allege that because we are discussing an issue of public nuisance, express should be made a subject of discussion?
Now, of course, honorable colleagues, you know how express funds behave. Huh? It's not for me to judge. We shall go, we check on the record now. If it was a Villa fund, I would have been concerned that much. But you express funds, and, but you know, I had allowed Honorable who? No, I had allowed Honorable Annette. Honorable Ssemujju has a matter of national importance. We are going to a statement next.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I have a matter of national importance.
Oh, no, I wanted to pick procedure. Sorry, final procedure.
Thank you, Speaker. Ever since I joined this parliament, it has been the norm that 15 minutes towards the sitting, we usually get a reminder in form of an alarm. And today, we actually...
A bell.
A bell. Actually, today we're about 10 members in the members' lounge waiting. We thought actually the House was going to be adjourned again like last time, only to see NBS already showing that you were in the House and we came rushing. So I hope that it will be sorted.
Honorable, the bell rang.
But it didn't rang upstairs. Maybe that one will need to be checked. On the third floor. On the third floor, we were there. I'm sure my honorable colleagues that I was with are all here. Yes. I'm right. On the third floor, probably the clerk will have to check what happened on the third floor.
We've taken note.
It did not.
But honorable colleagues, when the bell is not ringing, you know, technically, if it's 2 p.m., you should be here. Okay? But we are going to work on that. Honorable Watkins?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to join colleagues in thanking God for your life. Mr. Speaker, sir, when you're seated in that chair, your word is final. And the reason why God put you in that chair is to provide a service or play a role that nobody else can in this house. And that role, Mr. Speaker, is to choose and use that constitutional seat. 1, to rule. 2, to direct. 3, to guide. This is a country, Mr. Speaker, sir, that has a constitution. And the constitution is very clear. Article 29 about expression. I was sad and saddened to see our 2 colleagues. And I don't know what kind of message we're sending to the people in and outside Uganda. My point is, Mr. Speaker, we have layers of a criminal justice system. And they have 4 layers. Number 1,
no, Honorable, we can't go so much into that. Just a point of procedure.
The procedure is,
procedure question.
Yes, my procedural question is, we need a commitment, Mr. Speaker. We can't leave it to the Attorney General to decide. And this is a matter that affects not only the leaders, but the rest of the citizens. We see quite a lot of shootings, even on our lakes. Mr. Speaker, sir, my procedural issue is, wouldn't it be procedural right for you to use your constitutional duty, responsibility, and obligation to either rule or guide or direct the Attorney General on what specifically the Attorney General or government has to do in terms of the immediate term, intermediate term, and then the long run? Mr. Speaker, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Watkins. Minister for Security, I wanted to... make a comment before I rule?
Honorable Speaker, I just want to assure the House that, like the Honorable Attorney General said, let us investigate this matter raised by Honorable Ssemujju and report back.
Honorable Minister, how much time would you need?
Even a week.
Okay. Honorable Minister, I've given you 2 weeks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let it go through. Okay. You said 1 week, you said 2. Let's give him time. Yeah. And that's what it is. Thank you. Honorable Seungu. Oh, Honorable Guzuri, was it a procedure matter? Okay, it's sorted. Thank you.
So thank God for your survival and the friends. But my matter of national importance, I've raised this several times, but let me bring it back. Teacher training colleges were closed, Mr. Speaker. And I raised this matter on the floor of Parliament because they closed these colleges stating that they wanted primary teachers who go for bachelors of education. And I asked the Honourable Minister at that time, who is before us here, to bring a policy and the course units, not even the course units, but the policy that's going to establish university courses for primary teachers in university schools. Recently, Mr. Speaker, last Saturday, Sunday, a mother superior of Daughters of Mary in my constituency had to ask me questions because she took sisters to Makerere University to seek for courses for their nurse sisters to become primary school teachers for bachelors. And all universities have refused the students and the sisters. Honorable Miyingo, you should look at me sincerely. They are saying there is no course unit because the National Council for Education has never sanctioned the course units for primary teachers. But to make matters worse, yesterday, Mr. Speaker, a government paper, New Vision, when they read this story, that teachers are running out of teaching. They are seeking for early retirement. And here we are, colleges we are closed, teachers are running out of teaching. From COVID, the number of teachers have gone out. Validation reports are showing us that in many districts don't have teachers, but nothing is going on. Could we know what exactly is happening? Are you killing education for real? Where are you going to get teachers from? When teachers run out of schools, they are riding borders because of the prevailing situation around them, poor pay. I can take the information now.
No, Honorable Minister, please.
They have refused. Let me conclude. So, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Just rest around Honorable Nangoli.
Yes.
But you know,
Thank you so much.
Matters of national importance.
The information I wanted to give you, my colleague, is that even the science teachers, right honorable, there are science teachers who were once teachers, classroom teachers, but they were promoted to head schools in various districts. But now these teachers, once they become head teachers, they go back to the what? To lower pay. And yet they are science teachers. This anomaly has not been sorted by Ministry of Education and Public Service up to now. Actually, this is one of the reasons why so many teachers are asking for early retirement, because they are disgruntled. They are not earning the salary equivalent to science teachers, and yet they are science teachers. But by virtue that they are head teachers, they go back to the lower pay. So this anomaly should be sorted urgently. Thank you very much.
Every day I'm receiving messages about it. Every day. It's really, I don't know why you don't sort it out. And the president directed to sort it out.
Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, still, when they were closing these teacher training colleges, we asked them the method and the work out how they're going to close these institutions. Tutors remain in the colleges, they are not placed anywhere. And they are there waiting, they are getting salaries but not working. The assets of these institutions are there, nothing is happening. These are open issues. So we want to know where is the weakness, and I want a response knowing that I'm the shadow minister.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I also join my colleagues to thank God for giving you another chance. About what my brother Honorable Sewungu is saying, Right Honorable Speaker, it is true that teachers training colleges were closed. And we've been having discussions with the stakeholders to convert them into what the stakeholders want. Right Honorable Speaker, this afternoon I'm presenting the National Teachers Bill for Parliament, to Parliament. And when you read through this bill, many of the issues that are being raised now are going to be addressed. I just want to pray that my brother, Honorable Ssemujju, right, Honorable, it covers management of the entire profession, and which management also entails teachers. So I'm just asking you to be patient. By the end of this exercise,
Honorable colleagues, please. Please, just let's wait. Now, the moment the minister says the issues you are raising are going to be handled in this bill which we have here, the bill is coming to your committee, okay? The bill is coming to your committee. I would say we'll be patient. And I don't want it to be an exchange between a member and the minister.
For bringing the bill, however late it is, because you are almost 3 years back since you closed these colleges, or 2 years, 4 years, and it's a challenge on you. But still, you have to respond to teachers seeking for early retirement. Because you don't have teachers to replace them, but they are going out, and at the end of the day, the effect is on our children. And it's dodging it, and they have all the methods of stopping this early retirement, because the control is within them. They have the rules and laws governing it, but they are accepting it at a young age. So we want you to address that. You bring your bill, we shall process it into Speaker as fast as possible, because it's a serious issue. But teachers running out for early retirement is a challenge on our schools. There are schools, Mr. Speaker, as we talk now, having 1 teacher per 100 children as a ratio. So, Honourable Minister, kindly give attention to that. And
Thank you.
And Mr. Speaker, to be serious, I want him to note, as he goes back, you tell the senior man that Ssemujju is not joking here, but he's talking sense. And
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable the teachers who are not being paid as scientists. How do we handle that, Honorable Minister?
Plans raised by Honorable Ssemujju and the others. Secondly, the issue of salary, the issue of science teachers getting more pay than the arts. Of course, you are aware that we took a policy to enhance.
No, it's a different. The issue is science head teachers.
Yes.
Okay? Who are still being paid as humanities. You find a science teacher is earning more than a head teacher who is a scientist. Very simple. And the president gave directives on how it should be handled. The cabinet, the executive, we already agreed. Why don't you sort? Honourable Minister.
Right, Honourable, we got the directive, and we are working with the Minister of Finance to make sure that this is collected. And I think the best person to give an answer to this is the Minister of Finance, not education.
You see, Honourable Minister, I think you need to go back. Right Honourable Prime Minister, I think you need to call a meeting. Because now, if you find a head teacher saying, if I fell back as a science teacher, as a blackboard teacher, I would earn better than my position of being a head teacher. And I'm a scientist, and he's saying I would rather go back to the chalkboard. Okay? So, right Honourable Prime Minister, why don't you call a meeting, public service, finance, education, and you agree on how to solve this?
Right Honourable Speaker, I thank you so much. And I also want to thank God that you are here together with other colleagues who are traveling with you. You are still alive. Government is going to handle, and we shall come back here and give you the details. Government.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, can you give us a feedback on Tuesday next week? Don't you think it would be, do you think it's workable?
Right Honourable, let it be Thursday.
This Thursday?
No, next Thursday. Because if I talk about government, Right Honourable, you are aware that we sit in cabinet on Monday.
On Monday.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, but cabinet is on Monday, so I wanted Tuesday. So let me give you Wednesday. Okay? Wednesday next week. Lop, you wanted to add on?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I also want to join colleagues in thanking God for keeping you safe. I wanted to ask of government that as they bring that communication, I think it would be good that as the House and their country at large, we get to have an assessment of this policy. This policy was started to say, let's pay science teachers a lot more than the arts teachers with whom they sit in the same staff room, with whom they teach the same man hours, and so on and so forth. It would be good to have an assessment sometime down the road. Is there a value for this which government was insisting on to say that the science teachers are way better than the arts teachers? Because it demoralized the arts teachers. They are being seen as non-entities, and yet they also contribute to this country. Many people in this institution are artists, lawyers, and so on and so forth. They are important to this country too. So it would be important that government helps us understand, if you are to put this policy on a weighing scale, how much have we gained out of it? Because rectifying just the element of paying the head teachers, let me just finish, Honourable Minister. Saying that let's rectify and pay the head teachers who are science teachers originally much better. And that's why the arts teachers are saying, but this one was teaching sciences. Now as a head teacher, you're not even teaching. So they are asking, why should you be paid also as a science teacher? But they are saying, well, you said all science teachers should be paid better. We need to know, is there a value for this policy?
Thank you.
Otherwise, many of us actually, from the word go, saw it as a problematic policy, right, Honourable? All teachers should be paid well.
Thank you. Now, honourable colleagues, I have...
Speaker, I want to add my voice to those who have thanked God for having saved your life during that turbulent time. Right, Honourable Speaker, I have a matter of national importance regarding the wide outcry of police officers across the country as regards to their salary enhancement. Many police officers across the country were promised 25% increment, but it's only the top bosses whose salaries were enhanced. Police officers of lower ranks were only increased by 2%, which is just why, Right Honourable Speaker, they are very hostile. They are not only hostile to the Honourable Ssemujju, but they are hostile to all the population. So, Right Honourable Speaker, this is a very important matter.
When you're making statements, this is the House of Record.
Yes, Right Honourable
There are
Speaker.
statements which really are not fair, okay?
Yes, Right Honourable Speaker.
Yeah, you can't say police officers are hostile to the whole public because of...
Let me put they are not the Right Honourable Speaker.
Yeah, better, yes.
Because of the way they are treated. So, Right Honourable Speaker, the better and the earlier we treat this matter, the better this country will be with our gallant officers. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
So Honourable Tamaguzi is fending for himself from annoyed officers. Minister for Public Service. What was the criteria of...
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. And I want to thank God for your life. God is good. Honourable members and Honourable, my brother Lutamaguzi, the salary enhancement for our uniformed men was 25%, and women was 25% of the allocated amount of money, not the amount of money that they are receiving now. For example, if the enhancement was supposed to be 200 million for the entire force, we begin allocating and we allocate that amount. We allocate 25% of that amount, not the salary they are receiving currently. At first, I'm the one telling you because...
Honourable Minister, can I request? Honourable Minister, Um, this is an issue in the public domain, okay? Do you think it would be better if I can give you time, tomorrow you come with the write-up statement? Yeah?
Most obliged, Right Honorable.
Tomorrow? Tomorrow is okay?
Tomorrow is okay, Right Honorable.
Thank you, Right Honorable. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Cherkut Rose. Honorable Cherkut Rose.